Hi friends, Andrea here with a new video for Hip Kit Club. It feels so good to be back after so many weeks in the process of moving homes, but now I have a temporary station all set up and ready to roll. I will be making a mini album today using the brand new September Hip Kits. They are absolutely beautiful. The original idea for this mini album came from a Christmas album made by Bea Valint. She made, I believe, was her 2019 Christmas mini album with using this binding option. So I just adjusted the measurements to make sure. I wanted some of the pocket life cards from the September kits to be the main pages of my album. So those are the 3x4 pocket life cards. So the base of my mini album was made with 2 pieces of chipboard, and the measurements are 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 inch. And then you have that pink piece of cardstock, which is going to be the spine. So this one is going to open vertically, and I'm going to use 2 binding rings to add the pages and be able to flip the pages. I'm using, since my album is a little bit smaller, I'm only using a thicker piece of ribbon to make the set and be able to open and close the album that way. So I will also link the original idea on the comments below if you want to reference and go back to that video and see what I am talking about. But here you see I covered one side of the first piece of cardstock, then I glued together, or I used double-sided tape to put together the cardstock along with the first piece of chipboard, and then I covered the back side or the inside of that first piece. Then for the second piece, I'm adding the double-sided tape directly on the chipboard, and then that I am getting together with the spine or the cardstock. Now I am coming with another piece of pattern paper just to cover what's gonna be the outside of the mini album, or the back side, the back cover. And as usual, you will see me working with lots and lots of double-sided tape, especially when I work with chipboard. Make sure I align it, and then I cut the excess, and I'm going to flip those flaps. I'm not showing that on camera, but I am machine stitching the covers of the album. So, and let me backtrack. The main assignment for this week's project was a project that includes stitching, fussy cutting, and stamping. Okay, so you'll see I will walk you through whenever I'm doing some of that. Since this is the first time that I work with this binding technique, I'm applying this binding technique, I was really scared of messing this up. So I made that template that I tested before. Since I am working with 1-inch bindings, the distance between those 2 holes is 1.5 inches, and you'll see that allows my rings to be very stable and practically hidden. You can only see a tiny bit of it from the back of your album, giving me a lot of space for lots and lots of pages on the inside. That also, depending on how long your piece of cardstock is, that's also going to tell you how big of a ring you need to use for it to make any sense. So what I'm doing here with this white piece of cardstock is another template, so I can just directly open the holes on every single page that I'm decorating and making. So I used some eyelets there to cover or to reinforce the holes, just because I know that I will be flipping through these pages a lot, especially while I'm making it, because I like to take them off and put them on as soon as I make them. And flip through while I am working on the project. So the first page of my album is this beautiful pocket life card, the 3x4 pocket life card that says September 2020. And I am just adding few die cuts, and these are from Pink Fresh Studio. So I did open the two bags, the florals and the other die cuts that also have some florals in them. Those are both Pink Fresh Studio, and one came in the embellishment kit, and I believe the other one is either from the main kit or the Pocket Life kit. And I just emptied them to be able to sort through and find either the flowers or the leaves or the other die cuts that I wanted to use for the project. And the way this is gonna work is I'm gonna stick them together back to back, so when I flip, I get the upper side of that card on top. So I will have 2 pages. Every time I flip, I'll have 2-page spread that are gonna somehow match and make sense together, or not. So that was the original idea. Here I'm taking one of the Jen Hatfield wood veneers, and I just opened a hole and decided to add it as a decorative element. Here, this purple piece was I did fussy cut from one of the Pocket Life cards. And here is when the template when the template works for that 3x4 card, because I just placed it on top of that fussy cut piece, and it was easy for me to know exactly where to poke those holes. Now I'm coming with another fussy cut piece from a different Pocket Life card. This is an orange gris, and I'm actually placing it on top of the purple one. And the one with the butterfly right next to it is another fussy cut piece from a different Pocket Life card. Okay, and this is just a photo that I am backing with a Pocket Life card, and I'm gonna use as a separate page. So I'm poking only a hole on the left top corner, and that is it. I will be decorating it later. And I keep going. This is that yellow tag is from the cut apart piece of pattern paper from Marigold. And I'm adding some adhesive foam on the back of that fussy cut piece. I thought that orange is the perfect background for it. And throughout, while we're going with the rest of the video, I'll be showing you how I decorated only a few of the pages, and then we'll see, I'll have a flip through for you and some close-up photos of almost every single page. And my thought process, or the way I went with this and decorating, even though I knew I had to include stamping. So stamping for me, for this project, it will be mainly phrases, date, prompts, nothing big, no backgrounds, even though I wanted to do so, but I will save that for another project. For now, I went with photos and embellishments first. In the beginning, pages were almost done, and then I went back and did some stamping on some of the pages, and you'll see that. So I started adding a lot of dimension in most of the pages in the beginning, and then of course my album started getting a little bit too chunky, so I had to take it easy on that, and I had to remove some of I had a second wood veneer piece that I wanted to include, but I had to remove it. So here is again where that piece of cardstock that you're gonna use as a spine makes or plays a card. Depending on how long you make it, you can use bigger or smaller rings, and that will allow you to add more pages or more dimension, more details, and things like that. And this mini album came it came together relatively fast, and I think is the fact that all the embellishments, even though there were I'm using 3 different collections here. I'm working with the new Pink Fresh Studio collection. I'm working with some of the Jen Hadfield and the wood veneers. I did not use the stickers though, but the wood veneers, and I'm also using, well, the Pocket Life cards are Hip Kit Club exclusive, so that'll be the 3rd, and then there is a 4th, which is the Marigold Crate Paper collection. So all of these elements that I'm using throughout the project go really, really well together. So that is great when you find that every single element goes well with what you have, that everywhere you look on your table, you know you'll find something that will make your project work. This page was really fun to make. It's just 3 photos. They're not the same photo, but very, very similar. So it's really fun to see it. Okay, and here I'm showing you how it closes. You just make a bow and it works. And I'm going to show you how I decorated the cover. So I mainly used the Marigold chipboard stickers and 2 of the wood veneers. And again, it's back and forth deciding what I wanted to use. I knew I wanted the house, and it's the fact that really the main or the biggest thing that happened in the month of September was us moving. So I wanted the house to be there, to be practically the main element. And then I close it with the word, with the together, because there are, photos of each one of us, and we spent time together. We had a great time. One of during Labor Day weekend, where we had a family staycation, and we had a lot of fun. When I clear most of my workspace and I go back and find those stamps. So I pulled 4 different stamp sets. I have 2 Heidi Swap sets and 2 Hip Kit Club exclusives. So I will be finding phrases and words and elements that I want to stamp from each one. This one I'm using the Don't Forget, and I'll get back to that to do some of the journaling. So from this one, I wanted to use that one, but no, it was too big, so a different one from the same set. My hair was going a little bit crazy there. And not all of the pages required stamping. This one is just a date. It's the date that we sign. There we go, nothing here. Oh, here, I think I just went with the word happy on top of the word details on that piece of, this is a piece that I cut from one of the Pocket Life cards. So it goes with happy details. We'll go back and do we'll do the journaling after that, mostly off camera. I tried a stamp here, but it didn't work really well, so I ended up covering that with a sticker. And I think the original idea was to include more stamping on as a background for my pages, but I just got, I don't know, very into it with the Pocket Life cards, with the cut apart page from Marigold and some of the pattern paper, that I just started, putting those pages together, and they came along. Some of the prompts or some of the ideas from the month, or the way we felt, or the things we did, will be stamped. So we had adventure, we had quality time, keeping busy, and I added just few stickers to embellish around those words, and I ended up loving that page. Okay, and there you go. And for this one, I think it was just the date that I stamped. And here you go. This is the whole project. As you can see, it's very small. It's super delicate and really, really cute. Really easy also to put together. And here you go. You're gonna see some of the pages. We have that pocket life card, the hello in September, fussy cutting right there, adding some stamping details in the photo, some of the Jane Hatfield boutonnieres cut apart, piece from Marigold, and some of the also pocket life cards and chipboard stickers, journaling, and there you go. I hope this inspires you. As I said, I will also link the original video where the main idea came from, so you can also take a look at that and see how it's made when you try to, if you want to make it bigger, or if you want to incorporate a shaker in the cover as it was originally made. And here you have some of the close-up pictures with details, the stitching, you can see right there, some of the fussy cutting and some of the elements that I used from the different collections that are part of the September kits. So make sure to go and check the website. The kits have already been starting to ship. Keep an eye on your email. If you have already ordered, you will for sure get your tracking number and you can keep an eye on them. They're just amazing, just amazing. And also make sure that you check the blog today and the member forum for more inspiration. There are daily projects being posted by the rest of the design team members, and you can definitely get some inspiration from all of us. I hope you have a wonderful day, a great rest of your weekend. And again, this is Andrea, and it feels so good to be back with the videos. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.